Hi guys, welcome back to Solid Design Principle series. In today's video, we are going to cover open and close principle, which states any class should be open for extension but closed for modification. It doesn't mean any class which is once written you cannot modify. It means our design should be such that it can easily incorporate the oncoming changes. Let's try to understand this with the help of the lock example which I have shown here. Okay, so I have created a class called lock here. Let's just consider that I'm writing this class in the year 1999. I have two functionalities to perform. One is open the lock and another one is close the lock. Okay, so I write two methods here, public void open, and I write a message saying lock opened. And then I create another method called close. It says lock closed. Okay, and now let's create another class called landlord. Okay, we add public static void main. So this is the consumer class for the lock. So let's just create an instance of the lock class here. Okay, so the landlord has purchased one property in the year 1999, purchased a property with a lock, and he wants to lock the property for some renovation. Okay, with the advancement in technology, in the year 2000, a new lock arrived called pin lock. And our landlord decided to purchase another property which has a pin lock now. So how would you handle such situation? So because the basic job of a lock is to open and close, right? So let's just look into the our previous class which we implemented in year 1999, right? It is doing open and close. But now with the pin lock coming into the picture, we cannot just keep on creating new methods for that. Okay. So the basic responsibility of lock remains the same, but the mechanism has now changed. And now we need to incorporate the new mechanisms coming into picture. So as our principal said, our class should be open for extension but closed for modification. So now is the time to make this class compliant with the open and close principle. So how are we going to do that? Let's see. So we will create a new interface now. We can also create an abstract class, but let's just create a new interface. Okay, let's just call it lock interface and create two abstract method here, public void open and another one called close. Okay, so we have already a class called lock. So we will not be changing our existing implementations of this class. Wherever the lock class was used will remain as is. We will just implement the new lock interface now. Okay, and we have already those two methods implemented, so our existing code will not be impacted, but at the same time we have modified our lock class. So like I said initially, open and close principle doesn't literally imply that you cannot modify any existing code. We have modified it, but at the same time we have not impacted our existing implementations. Okay, and now we are good to go and incorporate the pin lock. Let's just create another class and let's just call it pin lock. So similarly, we will implement the lock interface now and add our unimplemented methods. Let's just keep it very simple. Let's just call it as pin lock opened. Okay, and pin lock closed. Let's go back to landlord class now. we can create an instance of lock interface and call it as inlock is equals to new inlock. And let's just call this method inlock dot open. Okay. And with further advancement in technology, now we have fingerprint lock. Okay. In the year 2005, we have fingerprint lock now. Let's just create another class which will have implementation for the fingerprint lock. Let's just call it fingerprint lock. And similarly, we will implement the lock interface and add the unimplemented methods, followed by some plain message, fingerprint lock opened and fingerprint lock closed. All right. So you can see now, while implementing the fingerprint lock, we haven't touched any of the existing code, right? Because we have fixed it while implementing the pin lock. We were compliant with the open and close principle. So it was very easy to implement the fingerprint lock now. Now let's go back to the landlord class and create an instance of fingerprint lock. Okay. And call it fingerprint lock. We can call open or close. Let's say the landlord want to close the lock for the renovations. And now we can run our code and see. I'm sorry, I guess we have not. Okay, so we have not called our fingerprint lock instance here. Okay, now let's run our code and it is calling the corresponding lock. Okay, so now I have demonstrated you with the help of an example how open and close principle works. I hope this helps you guys understand it. If you like it, please share it with your friends, and I will be more than happy to hear your feedback in the comments. Thank you.